Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Reborn 13 podcast with the Genie, and for today's episode we have something very special in store that you want to stick around for, because we are going to be looking at why June could potentially be the month that we moon. The Genie is a poet and he doesn't even know it. June has the potential to be a very interesting month indeed, and in this episode today we are going to be running through the key events that are coming up, both with regards to the financial system and also with the bigger picture at play here, which I have explained in all of my previous podcasts, which if you haven't gone and watched them already, I would highly recommend you doing so, because it is going to provide you with the basis and the foundation of everything that we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you go back and give them a watch before you continue on, because you're going to need the insight and knowledge to understand what I'm going to be running through from here on in. But before we get started today, guys, I just want to point out that the Genie has a new mic, so my voice should be louder, clearer and more concise for you all. So I hope that you enjoy a clearer Genie and one that you can actually hear with no background noise, hopefully. So let me know down below what you think of the new mic. Hopefully it has improved in sound quality. I've given it a test myself and I can notice a difference, so I hope that you do too. Now, if you are excited for what's coming up in June, even before I have revealed to you all of the events, leave a like down below, guys, to show support, as it helps the Genie out so much. But we're going to get straight into this episode because I am excited and I want to run through. So, as always, we have a very short disclaimer. Now, all views coming up are my own. This is purely my perspective upon the reality of things, and you can take it or leave it, but I hope that you can take my words and utilize them to benefit yourself and your loved ones through your ability to see beyond the illusion and into the truth of what is taking place, whereby you can not only progress in your own spiritual development and your own mental and emotional mastery, but you can also take advantage of the opportunity that is presented to you right now, because it is beyond a blessing what is before our eyes, what is happening right at this very moment in time, and the fact that we are all here riding this wave on this cusp is beyond fathomable. So you should feel extremely grateful for what is at your fingertips here, literally. Saying all that, there is going to be no financial advice in this episode. Again, it is purely my perspective, so you can take the words which I speak, but I am not giving you advice. I am merely presenting the information to you for you to go away and make your own choices with your financials. If you're looking for financial advice, go and seek a financial advisor. But guys, without further ado, we are gonna go into this straight away. Now, first things first, something a little different. We are going to do a very short little chart analysis of XRP, because I want to give you my perspective of the chart right now before we go into the event, so you can see the potential of where I see the chart moving short term and obviously on a longer term basis. Now, what massively is pointing out to me on this chart, what is screaming to me right now, is the fact that we are sitting on this very support region right here. We have come down and we have tested last year's high. Now, this is the monthly chart, and you can see we have had a burst through past this resistance, and now it has turned support, and now we're sitting nicely on this support level, which is tying perfectly into a June momentum burst. As you can see, it is perfectly positioned. We have now flipped, and look at the momentum we have. We are now cooling off. We are now in this accumulation phase, getting ready for the next expansion. Do I think, however, that we could potentially fall slightly lower? Yes, only for the slingshots, so that we can pick up the orders, smash out the stop losses, and then fly up to the moon. But I'm not saying that it's a definite, but it's a huge possibility with what's coming in June. But what is coming in June? Well, this is where it gets interesting. So, June 3rd. Now, finally, will this Sunshine Act go ahead with the SEC case? June 3rd, 2021, very, very soon. Interestingly, it is also on a Thursday. Why is Thursday important? Well, we have this from the Bearable Guy. I freaking love Thursdays. Who's ready for some fun? Now, coincidence? I think not. Why is this so integral? Because it is the Sunshine Act meetings with the huge case which is taking place right now with Ripple and the SEC. Now, if you listen to my previous podcast, you will know that this entire case is just a distraction. It is just a diversion of your attention, whereby they can continue to build out the infrastructure which is currently being laid for the avalanche of liquidity that is about to come in to the market. However, they will have a plan as to when this case will be settled, and could it be at the start of June, which is going to be the trigger for the regulations, which will be the trigger for the crypto expansion and for XRP to prevail. Now, I want to bring you over to a tweet which I tweeted on May 16th, so around about 2.5 weeks ago now. I said, imagine market dumps the bed. Everyone thinks, oh, here we go, 2017 round 2. And then, boom, out of nowhere, we see a crypto explosion like never before. Regulations will be the catalyst for the most epic financial transformation in history, whereby XRP finally reigns king. Now, how do I see this potentially playing out if we bring this back to the chart? Like I said, could we see a dip whereby everyone thinks that the market's going to continue to fall, and we see one of the biggest wicks we've ever seen in crypto history on the XRP market, and then the regulations come, the settlement comes, and boom, out of nowhere we rise to the sky? This is just playing with ideas here, guys. It's not all set in stone, but this is what the Genie is foreseeing for June. It is a hot month, certainly. Now, where do I want to bring you to next? I've got a few tweets which I want to run you through quickly. Now, as I showed you in my previous episode, a lot is happening when it comes to the regulations. US SEC wants to work with Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. SEC attorney moves to withdraw from the Ripple case. Now, why are these big moves that are happening right now? Just earlier today, Bank of America, Citigroup and Wells Fargo, 3 of the biggest American banks, have shared their policies regarding cryptocurrency before the US Senate Banking Committee. The 3 banks are in different stages of offering crypto services to their clients. Why is this all taking place now? Because there is a bigger picture at play here. If we go back to May 20, if you remember, SEC Chair Glenser says agency will enforce rules aggressively against bad actors. Now, is there a tsunami coming for Bitcoin when regulations come? Is it going to be the end of the Chinese controlled coin? Potentially, but the Genie says nothing. The $2 trillion cryptocurrency market needs more investors' protection in the US, including possible regulations for crypto exchanges. This was back on May 6th, so there is big things in the works when it comes to this SEC case and regulations. And could this Sunshine Act be the meeting which gives us that clarity? Now, why the Sunshine Act? Because in June, what is a huge event in June? It is the summer solstice. Now, The solstice happens on June 21st. It is the longest day. It is when the sun stands still in the sky. Now, the sun is the signification of this rebirth that is currently taking place, because it is through the sun's rays which is currently recoding our DNA for this ascension, which is happening to us all if we so choose to ride the wave to infinity. So it is very interesting that the Sunshine Act has been rolled into June, and could the start of June be the catalyst for something bigger? The Genie certainly thinks so. Now guys, on top of all of this, there's more. There is more. Very interestingly, the Federal Reserve has sent a warning to Deutsche Bank for its continued non-compliance. Now, who constantly gave us clues about Deutsche Bank and that them playing a big role and a big part in what's to come? Ross van der Meer. Now, it will begin in Europe, I've been told. National emergency level liquidity crisis in Europe. Insolvent banks everywhere, especially in Europe. ODL is required now. I don't think they will hold much longer. Now this is key. Gold will fall 30 to 45%, then rise high. The last manipulation of the gold market will occur. The last manipulation of the gold market will occur. Why have I read that twice? Because there is something very interesting which we have also been told coming up on June the 28th. We have Basel III. You will see under Basel III rules, banks require a provable 1-to-1 ratio of physical gold. This changes everything. If unallocated paper gold will soon be incredibly risky and incredibly expensive, bearing in mind the haircut from current levels, this could be the end of the naked short selling and manipulation we have seen over the years. When is this happening? June 28th. So from June 28, 2021, Europe will no longer classify unallocated gold as a tier 1 asset. It has to be a provable 1-to-1 ratio, which should lead to a physical gold market. This just has to be viewed as bullish for gold and all other precious metals. But we have also been told that in Ross van der Meer's tweet, gold will fall 30 to 45%, then rise high. The last manipulation of the gold market will occur. Now my friends, what else do we have taking place in June? We also have the G7 summit. Very interestingly, why is that? Because we was told again by Ross van der Meer that it is the G7 which are agreed and signed, and that the gold standard is coming back. So June is looking like a very exciting month, and we're not even done there, because also in June we have the potential of the Flare network to be released. The official launch, the Flare distribution team will start when the Flare network goes live. The team is working to make this happen safely and as soon as possible. It is dependent on finishing security testing. We expect this to be at the end of June, plus or minus 2 to 4 weeks. Now guys, to wrap this all up, I want to show you this right here. Now, if you remember, this is BG123's Christmas surprise. However, if we look at the calendar back here, we can see that the level playing field is from September onwards, which means that we have potentially 3 months to set up the greatest wealth transfer in history, and that the rest of this year could be very interesting indeed. However, June has much lined up, and could it be the catalyst for a huge few months to come, and then lead us in to the level playing field, which the level playing field will be the DeFi economy, decentralized finance, bringing the power back to the people, bringing the power back to humanity, whereby we can birth this new earth. But guys, please make sure to head over to my channel, whereby you can go and subscribe for more content just like this to come, and make sure, if you have enjoyed, to leave a like on the video down below, especially if you are excited for June and what is to come for XRP. Make sure to leave any comments or suggestions down below that you have for me. Make sure you head over to my website where you can learn how to become a master of the cryptoverse. Step by step, the Genie runs you through exactly everything you need to know, whereby you can set yourself up a winning portfolio so that you can participate in this greatest wealth transfer that has ever occurred. And also follow me on Instagram at Reborn13 and on my Twitter, as you saw, at Reborn13, as it all helps me out. And also make sure to come and subscribe to my Telegram group, Genie Reborn with a 0. The links will all be down below in the description. I put all the illustrations from my episodes in here, and obviously a lot more, so make sure you come and subscribe to that. But guys, I am going to bring it to a close there. A relatively short episode, but I wanted to show you how June is lining up to be a very, very exciting month indeed. Whether it be the way in which we believe it to plan out, who knows? That is for the future to tell us. But one thing is for certain, is that the earth is birthing anew, and these events are all divinely timed and are tied in to this consciousness renewal upon the earth within ourselves, and that XRP is going to be part of what allows for liberation of humanity, because it is going to be the basis of the decentralized finance system, which is going to allow the power of our financials to bypass the banks and bring power back into the many and out of the few. So make sure you use this time to work on yourself, read books, seek wisdom, grow, expand your consciousness, grow stronger, and understand your emotions, whereby you are no longer run by your fear, because that is the most beneficial thing you can do right now, so that when you do acquire the wealth, you are able to then utilize it properly, because you have become wealthy within by finding that love, by finding that peace, and by finding that strength. Remember guys, there was absolutely no financial advice contained in this video. It is all for you to decide. You can merely take with my words what you please. But I truly love you all for making it to this point in this video. I thank you for all of your support and all of your love, all of your comments across all of my social medias. Genuinely, it has been incredible. But I'm going to bring it to a close there. I will be back with more content on its way, more enlightening content as always. Thank you once again, and I will speak to you all soon. Goodbye.